Good evening. This is the Farmington Board of Selectmen's meeting for Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. First item of business is the pledge allegiance to the flag. Will you rise and join us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 2 is to hold a public hearing and vote on a new application for a liquor license. Excuse my pronunciations. Chanfalati Vila Fan, doing business as Sabadi Thai Restaurant LLC, located at 168 Front Street. And members have a application in front of us. Richard, anything in the introduction for this?
No, it looks like the folks are here tonight to represent the application. This is the location of, the former location of the Thai Smile restaurant, if you're familiar with that, on Front Street.
This is an opportunity as a public hearing to take questions or comments from the members of the public. And would anyone like to speak on behalf of the application?
I will speak for him. This is Chantilly Villaplan. Her and her husband are both from Laos. She's a new U.S. citizen in the last few months.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
They have a daughter and a 10-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. And they are hoping to open in Thai Smile's space. And her husband now has worked in restaurants quite a bit, and she has, and they hope to continue the success that 168 Front Street has had.
And are you Mr. Whittemore?
Yes.
Yes.
Any comments from members of the public? This is a public hearing. If there are no public comments, I will call it back to the board for questions or comments. Josh?
I would just make a motion to approve and wish them well in their endeavor.
I would second that.
Motion and second, and I would agree with that sentiment. Any further discussion? If not, those in favor, the show of hands. Very good. Thank you.
This application is designed for my signature, so I assume your motion is also grants me the authority to sign on your behalf,
Yes.
for clarification.
Yep. We have
Okay,
consensus on that. We'll take that risk.
All right.
Yeah.
If you would see the town clerk at your convenience, she'll have this for you.
Okay.
And thank you and wish you luck.
And
Yes.
do you have an anticipated opening date?
We anticipate to open on October 1st. September 1st, we take possession of the building, and we gonna transition some of the interiors and be ready to open on October 1st.
I'll
And
put
we
that on my
welcome
calendar.
everyone in this room to come by.
Yeah.
We will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome to stay through our exciting meeting, but you're also welcome to leave if you're all set.
Don't punish them, let them go.
All right, thank you.
You can go, you're finished.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
Remember me?
I do.
Ah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Item number 3 is also a public hearing to vote on a new application for a lunch wagon permit for the Food Dude, owned and operated by Takoda and Shelly, help me, Zoebisch, just like it's spelled, of Freeman Township, located at various locations. Again, this is a public hearing, so questions and comments from the audience are welcome. And if anybody would like to speak to that license, please do.
We just plan on being at places like Tumbledown or whoever invites us in. We're not really planning on just pulling up on the street and opening up. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's our plan, like
And-
yeah, like Tumbledown or someplace like that.
And what will be your cuisine?
Tacos, nachos.
Very good. Right up my alley. You good? Any other comments from the members of the public? If not, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
I make a motion that we grant the application for the lunch wagon for the food dude.
Second?
And a second. Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Those in favor, show of hands. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, and this does require the board's signature.
All right, let's see if I can get it on the right line. And when can that be available, Richard, for their benefit?
As soon as tomorrow, that's
Okay,
the clerk.
so we'll just stop by tomorrow then?
Yes, Lean's
Okay.
gonna be here tomorrow,
So,
as far as you
yes.
know. Yeah.
All right, thank
You
you
might
very
have called,
much.
you might have
Thank
called
you,
for
guys.
us.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Do you have an anticipation when you'll be on the road in Oakland?
We have, we're supposed to be at Tumble Down Saturday, so it's worked out good.
Okay, perfect, very good.
All
Good.
right, thank you.
Good luck to us. Well, I'm particularly pleased for item number 4, where the chief, I think, is about to introduce to us 2 police officers.
Yes.
Chief, I return that to you.
Well, thank you, and you're only half as excited as I am. Obviously, we've talked an awful lot about, our recruiting efforts, and some of them have paid off. We're lucky to have with us tonight Ethan Whitney. He is originally from Kingston, Rhode Island, so I think Rhode Island's in the circle of trust, so I think we'll keep him. He's been actually
Not saying
working
anything.
He's been working for a couple of weeks, mostly training with Ethan Boyd. And by all accounts, if Ethan wants to share anything in particular, doing a really outstanding job. He comes to us with having graduated from the University of Rhode Island with a degree in sociology and criminology, bachelor's degree, so he'll be taking advantage of the stipend for education benefits. But in particular, after his graduation, he had been working as a direct support professional, working with people with pretty advanced mental health issues, which to me is some of that really critical experience and training, being able to de-escalate, recognize people with issues, and really work through some situations. So, I think I could go on a little bit, but I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself and just say hello,
Please do.
Yeah,
now that I put him on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what he said. Grew up in Rhode Island, been there my whole life. Love the mountains, so that's why I've kind of looked towards Maine a little bit, because my brother's also lived up here. Eric Whitney, he's, I think, about 4 years now. So he kind of put me onto the opening. Yeah, and so far I love it. There's a lot of stuff to do. A lot of people say there's not much to do in an area like this, but I mean, there's probably a lot more up here than there is down in the city, so.
It's just different.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot different than what people from my parts would say. But
Where in Rhode Island are you from?
South Kingstown, Narragansett, so like down by
Been there.
the ocean.
Yep, been there. Nice
Yeah.
beach area, Block Island.
Yep.
Yep.
Block Island too. Yeah, I love Block Island. But other than that, yeah, I've mostly been looking forward to coming up here and working with you guys and working with this department. Heard a lot of great things from this department, especially this guy. This guy is a great teacher for me, and same with the chief. He's been a great mentor. Yeah.
But again, a great example, like I've been saying, and you all have been saying, we gotta find people somehow, just get them to take a sip of the area, and then, come here because of everything that we do have to offer, and, he's into mixed martial arts, doing some jujitsu stuff with Foundry.
Foundry.
And, between that and exposing himself to, the outdoors, and gonna try hunting, I think, this year. And,
Hopefully, yeah.
so,
Gotta get my license, and yeah, I'll probably go out with my brother, try to get something.
Great.
Good.
Anything you wanna add, or, you've been spending the most time with him?
Yeah, no, I think he's been a great fit for the town already. I mean, we've already received a few emails about how his relations are with the public and people thanking him, and
Great.
I've kind of been standing back, and I can hear how he's been interacting with the public, and he's extremely polite and handles things professionally, and I think that's huge. And like I said, we've already had a few compliments on how he's dealt with people or certain situations, so I think he's gonna fit in great and definitely what we're looking for.
Hopefully at the academy in January.
Super.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so enough of him. So the other, Matt Brann wasn't able to join us. He's actually traveling today. He was hoping to be back in time. You may already know him anyway, just from his years of being in the area. He started his career with Farmington in 2004, worked for 5 years, transitioned over to the county. Actually, he worked on my shift for a number of years. So I know him extremely well, thrilled to have him here. So he worked from 2009 until 2019, or 2020. He worked his way up through the ranks, became a supervisor, really did a good solid job. And last year, of course, they created the full-time teaching position at the Foster Tech for law enforcement. So he wanted to dip his toes into those waters and did that for a year. And when the opportunity came, you know, to get back into law enforcement, in particular working with kids and at the school, he applied, did an outstanding job, of course, during the hiring process there, and was hired as our school resource officer.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
yep, so, you know, Bridget leaves big shoes to fill, and Matt's certainly gonna be his own person, but he'll make his own shoes. And I'm excited to see that happen. Just a couple other little things about him. You know, he's a certified academy instructor. He is trained and experienced as a police training officer, so some of the similar duties, you know, working with new hires. So that'll be a great asset to have. And again, he's credentialed in crisis intervention training. So again, you know, being able to deal with people in crisis and having those needs, again, a great resource with a lot of experience. Several Officer of the Year, Officer of the Quarter, Meritorious Service awards with the county. Anyway, so I wish you could see him firsthand, but my guess is you've probably already met him.
You've
That's what we
recognized
have.
him.
Yeah, a couple other applications in the mix and in the running right now. Both would be brand new to law enforcement, but we're getting there.
Good.
Yeah, appreciate your support.
Great.
Yep.
Great job.
Questions or comments from the board?
No, other than welcome. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Many years of service here.
Hopefully. I love it.
Really glad to see the experience you have working with people with needs. It's going to be a big plus.
Sure.
And either one of your homework assignments is a new hire. If you'll go back and look at the rogues gallery in the lobby, in the black and white photos, see if you can find a guy who looks something like me but with a different hairline.
Towering above the rest.
Indeed.
And I too would like to welcome you, and we've had issues for a while of lack of numbers, and it's nice to see the chief come in with a little more smile on his face, and that's good, and welcome.
Thank you.
Great, congratulations. Look forward to it.
We'll get back to work.
Let's do it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks all.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Good to see you.
Good work.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good news.
Item number 5 is to approve an application for pole locations on High Street for Consolidated Communications of Northern New England Company LLC and Central Maine Power Company. Richard?
I've given you copies of the pole location permits, and this is in relation to the High Street Improvement Project. There are actually, you're gonna see another one of these probably at some point, because I think there are a total of 8 poles that do need to be relocated for the sidewalks. And this only covers 5 of them that were identified in Dirigo Engineering's plan. And these drawings show the distances that these poles will need to be moved for the sidewalk. In most cases, they're 5 feet, 3.5 feet, 2.5. One's gotta go 6 feet, and then I think there's one that's being moved farther than that. I don't see that one here.
It's the last one, I think, 12 feet.
The last one, 12 feet, yeah, exactly, yeah, at the bottom.
And
So
the-
these are to accommodate the new sidewalk.
So that to move back so they won't be in the sidewalk.
That's correct,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Otherwise, it'd be right in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yep, indeed. Yeah. Now,
Can't
the-
have that.
yeah, the sidewalk plow operator will appreciate that.
Certainly.
Folks, what is your interest in approval of item 5?
I would make a motion, we approve item 5 regarding the poll permits by Consolidated CMP.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Further discussion, please?
Just real quick, in regards to these telephone poles, do any of them have lighting on them now? Like the overhead light?
I think at least one of them does, yeah.
Okay. Do you think they're gonna keep it up there
We
with the
can-
new street lights, or?
We can leave them up there and see how it looks. We
Okay.
talked about possibly removing any of them that aren't needed once the new streetlights are installed.
Okay, I just was curious.
Yeah,
Alright, thank you.
welcome.
No further questions. Ready for a vote? Those in favor? Thank you for that.
Okay, I have 2 copies of this, 2 originals for you to sign, one for Consolidated and one for the town. And I will ask Nancy to get these to Leanne tomorrow for her recording, along with these 2 permits. And these permits can go in the mail once Leanne has recorded them.
Okay.
While you're signing those, item number 6 is to approve an agreement to issue a construction overload permit to the contractor for Maine DOT project 22296.01. I see a letter in our file concerning that, and I think it involves the Farmington Falls Bridge replacement.
That is correct, and these have come before you in the past for these types of projects, and it just allows the contractor hauling heavy equipment and so forth to exceed the posted weight limit on any town roads that they need to use to access the construction site. And their maximum speed is limited to 25 miles per hour, and the town can require posting of a bond to cover any damages if any occur because of these over-limit vehicles.
Yes, I have seen these before, and what's been our practice in the past is to a bond or assurance on repairs.
We haven't, you haven't required one, it hasn't seemed to have been necessary.
Questions from members?
I would make a motion, we approve it.
And is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the construction overload permit. Further discussion? Yes.
Just in regards to the bridge,
Yes.
did they have a timetable when they're gonna start? Maybe it was in here and I just didn't see it, but.
I thought it was supposed to have been this year, but time is passing quickly. It could still be. I think if you go on the DOT's website, I don't know if they have let the contract yet for this work, but you can see the projects. If you go on the DOT's website and put in that project number, it'll probably tell you what the status is. I'll see if I can find that for you.
I can just go on.
Yeah.
I can go and look.
Okay,
But
yeah.
and are they gonna stay in the same area? Or are they gonna move the bridge? Because I know they had talked about that at one point. You know?
My understanding was that the bridge is gonna stay in basically the same area. The entrance to it is gonna be reconfigured so that 156 comes around and you don't have to stop there. And you have to
okay.
stop on 41 coming
All right.
forward. So they put a temporary bridge, I think, just north of the existing bridge.
So it's gonna stay roughly the same spot, just kind of maybe angled
Yep,
slightly
yep,
different.
yep, that's the case. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I would imagine they're gonna wait till the 133 mess is cleaned up before they start.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah.
That would be part of the plan.
October 20th, I think is the date.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Further questions? If not, those in favor, show of hands. It is unanimous. Okay.
For your signatures?
And moving right along, approval of the minutes of July 27th.
Oh, you skipped it.
Oh, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm getting too far in. 7 is to determine how to fill the town seat on the Maine Municipal Association's Legislative Policy Committee, or LPC. Richard, you're well-founded in that. Explain what that is to folks who don't know.
Yes, well, that's the committee that develops the Maine Municipal Association's a legislative agenda to advocate for legislative items of municipal interest and provide direction to MMA staff on testimony before the legislature on those items of municipal interest. And I have served on the LPC for many years, have enjoyed it tremendously. And actually, it's an elected position. The person serves the Senate District, this Senate District 17, and so truly represents the towns in this area on that committee. With my retirement, MMA is looking for someone to fill this position on behalf of the town. And Mr. Fogg has been the alternate all along. And what the MMA is wondering if we wish to retain my LPC seat. And of course, would you appoint Mr. Fogg or wait and appoint Mr. Waller when he arrives?
It would
Or
be
someone else.
Would it be an interim until what period of time?
Well, I think the legislature's done for this session, so it wouldn't be until next, probably late fall or early spring, when Christian is here and has his feet under him.
Are you volunteering?
Does that look like he's throwing himself on the spear?
There's a lot there to push back, so and I probably could learn quite a lot of experience from it.
During the legislative session, it's very active, and if we have in-person meetings, they meet as groups there and split up in topic committees and then meet as a whole, so that would require a little bit of travel. We're off-cycle right now.
But MMA does pay your mileage when you travel on site. It's been, of course, Zoom meetings for the last year and a half or so.
You want to try it? Do you want somebody else to try it? What would you like to do?
I'll try it.
Okay. Are there any other thoughts, ideas, volunteers? And if you can't make it, I'll offer to be your alternate.
Oh, perfect.
All right? How's that for folks?
I'll make a motion to appoint or make a vote, are we voting or appointing them to do it? I feel like we normally do a vote on the table.
Yes, it would be a vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I nominate Mr. Fogg to fill that position with Mr. Bunker being his alternate.
And since I'm not on it, I'll second it.
Any further discussions on that? If not, those in favor? Very good.
All right, I will give Laura Ellis your contact information for both of you.
We'll
And
make
thank
sure.
you, Dick, for your years of service.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's been very enjoyable.
That
Gonna
is
miss it.
That is a key role to play for sure. Let's see, now we're down to approval of minutes for item number 8.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July 27th, 2021.
Second.
Motion and second. Further comments? Those in favor, the show of hands. Could our secretary sign those as official?
I am right now.
And moving right along, we're under item 9, which is discussed other business. Richard, your first shot.
I do have a cemetery lot conveyance for you, and this is for Harold Kilponen of 130 Rutgers Street, Farmington. 3 graves, number 3, 4, and 5 on southwest corner of Fairview Cemetery.
What's your pleasures?
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the conveyance. Further discussion? Those in favor, the show of hands.
Very good. registers. And I think that's all I have for you, unless there are any questions of me.
Michael, you have any questions under other business?
Well,
We're making you have to do multitasking.
Yeah, I can't. I'll be writing right down to the bottom of the page if I
That's
try and talk and write at the same time. Just that this appears to be coming into a very exciting year. We have some revenues coming in. We have a new town manager that we have to mold, shape, and bend and all that stuff. And
Thank you.
get used to his way of doing stuff. And High Street is exciting. That's gonna change the complexion of stuff. So it seems like a real good time to be living in Farmington and experiencing all this stuff that's gonna take place. So it's far from being humdrum, bleh. So I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Lots going on. Josh?
Just on the planning board's agenda, I assume the High Peaks Alliance, is that the town's lot that we worked out a deal with for the trail? That they're-
Yes, it's 12 acres in the so-called Oxbow area. It used to be the town's
Yep.
snow dump before the DEP cut us off from using it because it's too close to the wetlands.
Okay.
And yeah, they have already, I was down there the other day, they've installed some, look like reclaimed material to firm up
Yep.
the roadway. And I didn't go down the trail to see what they've done down there, but they are making it accessible to people in wheelchairs. There were a bunch of vehicles there with wheelchair attachments on them, and it was from Maine Accessibility Corp or something like that. They might have been trying it out or doing some work on it even, but their plan, as you may recall, is to install a kiosk that
Okay.
explains the trail and has a map that shows where it goes. And if you don't get a chance, I urge you to go check it out. It's a very nice area down there along the river. It's very pretty.
We'll have to. And then the only other thing what did you have some?
Nothing.
The only other thing I had question was, has anybody seen the new town manager? Has he arrived? Do we know?
He's gonna be here in town on the 15th,
Okay.
and he's having his official portrait taken on the morning of the 18th.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
I've communicated with him a little bit on his personal email, but he doesn't, his town email has been set up, but it hasn't been activated yet.
Oh, okay.
Once it is, it'll be the same, follow our same format, first initial, last name. So it'll be cwaller@farmington-maine.org, and I'll make sure that he gets sent,
Perfect.
attached to your emails as well.
Thank you.
Sir?
And I heard some interesting news this afternoon. Judge Michaela Murphy overturned the permit for the crossing of the public land by the corridor. So that saga is going to get interesting. It's still going to be a vote by the people, but she is looking at vacating the permit.
So it's interesting.
So this is going to be real interesting where the CMP started the work in a lot of places. And
Well,
I-
including in town here, if you haven't noticed, they've done a lot of clearing up along,
Yeah.
up toward Osborne Road and Davis Road.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
all over the state. And I've been up to the public lands and they have done it. And they did need 2/3 approval of the legislature to do it. And the ACF committee wrote them a letter and they told us we were wrong. And
Wow.
so it's, the saga will,
That's
Get
their-
interested.
That's their MO though.
yeah, yeah, and there's gonna be a lot of money spent.
Yeah.
Has been and will be.
All money.
So that's just
Interesting.
FYI.
Yeah.
On my short list, could someone jump forward on the board to volunteer to sit in my place on tomorrow morning's safety committee meeting? I will be conspicuous by my absence.
As will I. I'm going to be at the New England Management Institute at Sugarloaf,
What time is that?
9:30.
9:30.
I'm already committed to another meeting, I'll start meeting at 8.
Well, they typically struggle along without us, but I think it's nice to have a board member there to listen in.
Occasionally.
Yep, it is 9:30, and Nancy can get you, if you don't have it in your file, a copy of the agenda and past business meetings. It's interesting stuff.
What's the length?
Length of the meeting?
Not an
Average.
hour, not more than an hour.
No.
I think Matt can do it. No. I can do it. I'll make it happen.
The committee always appreciates having a board
Is
member.
that downstairs? Or
Yes, yeah.
Oh, safety committee, I don't have an agenda on that.
It's not-
We'll get you one. Yeah.
I'm
The
not-
August
I'm not
11th
part of
one?
that.
You want to get it?
Yeah.
I think I
Oh,
have it
it's
right
right
here.
here.
Oh, yeah,
You
okay.
have the minutes.
That's
You
right,
guys
I
got
do,
it.
maybe I'll get mine.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
I think I'll-
And that's downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
And the last thing I have, and only as a suggestion for discussion at a later meeting, is to consider any policies, if any, concerning the municipality and COVID and employee vaccinations. I'm not prepared to debate that tonight, and everybody needs an opportunity to think through that, but I'd like us to be a little proactive to watch what the science is and what CDC is telling us, and come back and have some thoughtful comment. As obvious, universities and hospitals and employees and whatnot are focusing on those things. And just like to have us think through what we think would be a sound public policy for us at another time. Otherwise than that, I have nothing further. Back around one more time.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Motion made and second. Those in favor? Thank you one and all.